They said if you want a house in Italy, you need to go to Italy, and so I did. I packed my bags, left everything behind, and set off on an unforgettable road trip through the heart of this beautiful country, all with one goal in mind: to find my dream house. What I didn't expect was the adventure that awaited me, an adventure filled with stunning landscapes, charming towns, warm sunshine, and of course, plenty of delicious wine. The journey took me through the picturesque towns of Tuscany, where the rolling hills, stone cottages, and endless vineyards seemed to stretch out forever. Every curve in the road revealed a new view that left me breathless, and every town had a unique charm that spoke to my soul. There was something about the slow pace of life here, the timeless beauty of the countryside, and the way history seemed to be written in every stone wall, every narrow alley, and every winding path. As the weeks passed, I ventured deeper into the heart of Tuscany, determined to find that special place, a house that would become not just a home, but a sanctuary. My search led me to the municipality of Lagioia, a serene village nestled amidst the famous Tuscan hills. It was here that I discovered something unexpected: an abandoned farmhouse on the outskirts of town, sitting quietly on the side of the road as if waiting for me. At first glance, it looked like nothing more than a ruin. The roof had caved in, the windows were broken, and the once vibrant garden had been overtaken by weeds. But as I stood there, gazing at the structure, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was the one. Some might have seen it as a lost cause, but I saw potential. There was something about the place, the way the sunlight filtered through the cracks in the walls, the intricate stonework, and the expansive space that filled me with hope. My footsteps echoing in the silence. The air was thick with dust, and the musty smell of decay hung in the air, but I wasn't deterred. I wandered through the rooms, imagining what they could become with a little work and a lot of love. The ground floor was enormous, with high ceilings and large windows that let in plenty of natural light. There were arched doorways and intricate details that spoke of a time long past. This place had history, and I could see its future. The massive room on the ground floor had once been used as an animal shelter, but with some renovation, I could easily imagine it as a self-contained unit, perhaps a guest house or even a cozy rental property. Connected to this room was another large space, also full of potential. The high ceilings, the abundance of natural light, it could easily be transformed into a charming bed and breakfast, offering visitors a taste of the Tuscan countryside. I could almost hear the laughter and chatter of guests, the clink of glasses, and the sound of a distant guitar playing as the sun set over the hills. But as I explored further, I found myself hesitating. On the right side of the house were 4 rooms, each with its own separate entrance. The idea of transforming these into independent living spaces was tempting, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. As I walked through the rooms, I noticed that the place was home to some local wildlife. Bats flitted around in the rafters, and cute little lizards darted across the floor. The wind outside added an eerie atmosphere, and being alone in this abandoned house made my imagination run wild. I decided to stay away from the darker rooms. I didn't know what was lurking there, but in that moment, I wasn't willing to take the risk. Maybe it was the thought of a zombie jumping out at me, who knows? I regretted not exploring further, but in that moment, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. The house itself was built from a mixture of stone and brick, with a solid structure and no visible cracks. The roof appeared to be in good condition, which was a relief. One of the major hurdles when buying an old house is the state of the roof, and this one seemed to be holding up well. There was also electricity, although I knew it would likely need to be reconnected. Around the property, there were 2 outbuildings. One was in good condition, while the other was roofless and in dire need of repair. It was clear that these outbuildings would either need to be restored or demolished, but either way, they held potential. Imagine transforming them into a charming outdoor barbecue area or a small, intimate garden. The real highlight of the property, however, was the stunning views. From every side, the hills seemed to stretch on forever, creating a perfect backdrop for the house. Tuscany was known for its breathtaking landscapes, and this property had it all: rolling hills, vineyards in the distance, and endless skies that seemed to change with the time of day. To the left of the house were 2 more outbuildings, one of which was roofless and in need of complete restoration or demolition. The other, however, was in better shape and could easily be turned into a storage room, or even an outdoor summer kitchen. This was the kind of place where a garden could flourish, where herbs and vegetables could be grown for delicious meals, and where the air would always smell of fresh basil and rosemary. At the back of the house, there was an independent entrance to the first floor, which was accessible via a set of stone stairs. Underneath the stairs, there was a quaint alcove with charming little windows. The road was visible down a small hill, although it was partially concealed by the overgrown bushes that surrounded the property. The whole area around the house could easily be transformed into a lush green garden, offering a peaceful retreat from the world. I could picture it now, a shaded terrace with flowers blooming in every corner and a hammock swaying in the breeze. The first floor of the house could easily be renovated into a spacious residential apartment. With its large, open fireplace and the corner that once served as a kitchen, it had all the ingredients for a cozy and inviting living space. Another room featured charming wooden beam ceilings, but I didn't dare explore it further. There were exposed electrical cables hanging from the ceiling, and I didn't fancy getting electrocuted during my house hunting adventure. In front of the house, there was a deep water well, though whether it actually contained water was still a mystery. Drilling a well in Italy can be expensive, with some sources estimating the cost to be as high as 8,000 euros. If I were to buy the property, this would definitely be something I would need to factor in. I wasn't sure if the property had an existing water supply, so the well was something I'd need to investigate further before making any decisions. As I stood there, taking in the views, it occurred to me just how well connected the property was. The area had roads linking to neighboring properties, and several villages were nearby. There were also several farmhouses in the area, including one that appeared to be abandoned as well. Perhaps, I thought, I could explore this one too. Driving around the area, I passed other homes that seemed to be in various stages of disrepair. One of them, located just a short distance from the abandoned farmhouse, was clearly in need of a new owner and renovation. Across the way, I noticed a much larger residence, a palace. Really though, I wasn't sure whether it was occupied. It was impeccably well maintained, and I couldn't help but wonder what it would be like to have such an impressive neighbor, even in such a remote area. Just 5 minutes from the abandoned farmhouse, I found another fascinating property, Slaya Noah, a charming bed and breakfast that had been transformed from an old house into a beautiful estate. The property was a perfect example of what could be achieved with the right vision and renovation expertise. It was inspiring to see how a run-down house could be turned into something so special. I had heard that the Manini family owned this property, and their intriguing background only added to the allure of the place. They were supposedly descendants of Roman nobles and knights, though some sources suggested they might have connections to the mafia. Regardless of their history, they would make for interesting neighbors, and the setting was beyond picturesque. The nearest village, San Giovanni, was only about 3 kilometers away, where I could take care of my shopping, grab a coffee at the local cafe, or simply chat with the friendly locals. From my experience, the people of Tuscany are some of the most helpful and welcoming you'll ever meet. The sense of community is strong here, and that's something I wanted to be a part of. The municipality of Laggio, located in the province of Pisa, is known for its stunning landscapes, charming architecture, and rich cultural heritage. The town is also famous for its connection to Andrea Belli, the famous Italian tenor who was born in the region. Laggio itself offers a range of local amenities, including traditional shops, restaurants, cafes, and cultural events that showcase the best of Tuscan life. Of course, one of the most important factors when considering a property like this is the cost. Tuscany is known for its high property values, and finding a fixer-upper that's worth restoring can be a challenge. A similar property in the area, though in better condition but still requiring renovation, would cost around 140,000 euros, about $152,000 USD. This two-story house featured 12 rooms and private access, as well as a large garden, and could easily be turned into a charming bed and breakfast with the right updates. If a renovation project wasn't for you, there were also move-in ready options. One such property in Laggio was available for 45,000 euros, about $158,000 USD. This rustic apartment, located in the heart of a medieval village, had 6 rooms and 3 bathrooms, with classic Tuscan elements like a stone fireplace and wooden beam ceilings. It was tastefully designed, offering both charm and comfort. If you were looking for a move-in ready farmhouse in the Lajo area, you'd need to budget around 400,000 euros, approximately $437,000 USD. With 10 rooms, such a property could easily be transformed into a charming bed and breakfast, offering the potential for additional income. One thing to keep in mind when relocating to a rural area like this is the need for a car. While the property was well connected by roads, having a car was essential for getting around. I couldn't imagine living here without one. The closest airports are Florence and Pisa, both of which are about an hour's drive from the property. Florence, the capital of the Tuscan region, is renowned for its Renaissance art and architecture and has a vibrant population of about 72,000. Alternatively, Pisa, home to the world-famous Leaning Tower, offers an international airport for those traveling to and from the region. As for the abandoned farmhouse that intrigued me so much, I still didn't know its price. To find out, I'd need to reach out to the current owners and investigate whether it was available for sale. With my plans of owning a Tuscan home in full swing, I would need to make sure everything lined up perfectly. The journey had just begun. This abandoned house has truly piqued my curiosity. I still don't know the price, but to find out, I will need to contact the real estate agency and request more details. What do you think? Should I pursue this property further or continue my search elsewhere? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this incredible journey.